is love, sweet love. No, not just for some, but for everyone. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. It's the only thing that there's just too little of. Lord, we don't need another mountain. There are mountains and hillsides enough to climb. There are oceans and rivers enough to cross, enough to last to the end of time. What the world needs now is a love, sweet love. It's the only thing that there's just too little of. What the world needs now is a love, sweet love. No, not just for some, but for everyone. Lord, we don't need another meadow. There are cornfields and wheat fields enough to climb. There are oceans and moonbeams enough to shine. Oh, listen, Lord, if you want to know what the world needs now is love, sweet love. It's the only thing that there's just too little of. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. No, not just for some, but for just for some, but for
What the world needs now is love, sweet love. Thank you, Takia Franklin. Thank you, Thomas Hughes. Oh, so grateful. And would it be all right if I just added a little to that? Good morning, heart and soul. Good morning. It's good to see y'all in here, and good to have y'all tuning in from wherever you are in the world. We are truly, truly grateful. I'm going to add a little bit on to that because, sure enough, the world needs love, and I feel like our community is overdue for a celebration. For a celebration of who we are and all that we've been through, an opportunity to come together and just have a good time, a good, safe, healthy time. Yes? Well, I have an opportunity for you. because we have scheduled a grand time, which is our 15th anniversary celebration. Suzette told you about it. But look, I heard y'all indicate that you might not have a full, clear understanding of what we mean by black tie. Yes. By after 5, creative black tie. So our leadership council came up, not our leadership council, but our Ignite circle, our circle of circle leads, came up with the creative black tie. And it made sense to us. Because some of y'all are like, it makes sense to me because it gives me permission to work this notion of black tie. That's really what it is. You could go with your cultural piece. You could give us a little urban black tie. You could give us, you see what I'm saying? You could do whatever you want with this black tie idea. And I thought, well, if we just say after 5, then that kind of sets the tone. Does that help, y'all? Yes. Does that help? Okay, so we're going to get dressed up and we're going to be together on November 2nd. And look, in case you're thinking, and I know this is on a lot of y'all's mind, how can I party on Saturday night and still be to church on time? I know that's your concern. Some of you are weighing that as to whether you can even hang out at the anniversary. Well, here's the good news. On Sunday morning, we fall back. See? I've solved it for everyone. Now you can come party. There's the dinner, there's dancing, there's entertainment. We're going to have we are so overdue. So overdue. Heart and Soul, some of us used to refer to us as the party group. The party center, because that's something. We know how to work out our spiritual business, and then we bring that to the party. And so this is that, yes? Okay. So then on Sunday, given that we get that hour back, so we sleep in, we come in refreshed, yes? And we experience this very special service that Suzette told you about because we've set up some things to celebrate our anniversary, not the least of which is to have a Heart and Soul anniversary choir. And that ought to be enough to get some of y'all up and in here for that, yes? For these people just right here. Just that group of people felt that totally, yes? What I want you to know about, get your tickets right away. We need to have our catering order in by the 21st. So get your order in and choose your entree, and we'll go on from there, yes? During the celebration, though, we are auctioning off a trip to Bali. So the trip that we're taking next September, we'll auction one off. So that will be, and it's, you got to be there. You got to be there for the auction. Remind me again today, because I have a spiritual practice for you, and I want to make sure I give it to you before I leave the pulpit, all right? So last week, one of the things, today is an interesting date for me. Janet, would you bring, I don't actually see it, but it's my little, oh, it is? Okay, thank you. Bless my heart. I'm going to leave something behind the curtain. Thank you. So I was getting ready to explain what all is happening here, and then I decided that, I don't just have to tell everything. That y'all are better off just, should I be concerned? No, I shouldn't be. So last week, one of the things I did was to give you an assignment, a spiritual practice, and it was to think on these things. And what I suggested that you do, somebody tell me what I suggested.
That we take a look at September
affirmations. Good. Thank you. So some of you, yes. So in 365 days for richer living, I suggested that if you read from September 1st through the 30th, you will find that there are affirmations already prepared. Now, that doesn't mean that they are your affirmations, but they can get you started. Does that make sense? That those affirmations can get you started. So now I just want to check in. Did you do it? Yeah. Okay, one person did it. Well, it was just an idea. I know y'all at home are probably blowing up the chat, though, right? Because y'all for sure did it. I know you do. Y'all don't just leave me hanging out here with just brilliant ideas that nobody pays no attention to. Okay, I'm not mad. Okay, anytime you get to it, here's what I believe, is if you prepare something, what I believe, the way my life is unfolded, is that there are going to be those times I fall down. And my sense about that, where I've gleaned that, is because throughout my life I have fallen down. So somewhere along the way, I learned to fall more safely. I learned to strengthen myself so I'm more inclined to be able to get up. You see what I'm saying? So I'm not calling forth a fall. I'm saying, should I fall? I have some resources that I can immediately call into service. Is this making sense? Yes. You may not fall. You probably have way better balance than I. But me and a lot of people, we fall, have fallen. So this is a metaphor for why I'm suggesting that you get these affirmations. You use some affirmations that exist to help you write your own. So if you should, in the off chance that you slip and fall, you have affirmations at the ready. I don't know about you, but many of us have fallen and thought there was nothing to say, but I can't get up. Over time, we have come to realize I can get up when. And so this is helping to set that intention. Should I slip and fall? So I know my creative self-expression is solid. I know this relationship. I know this, my finances. But should something happen, I don't have to fall out and try to die on account of a situation or circumstance. Lord, I hope this is making sense. Yeah, y'all? Okay. Because if we consider that may happen, if it doesn't matter. Because you can use those affirmations for something else. It's not like they're going to go to waste. The idea is, should you trip and fall, or maybe you don't fall, maybe you just trip. You got an affirmation right here in your side pocket to support you in whatever that trip was. Metaphorically, whatever that misstep, whatever that misunderstanding was, whatever that misjudgment is, that those affirmations that I'm encouraging you to have at hand, they serve to help you get your mind right. Oh, y'all understand, get your mind right, though. Okay, so that's how we use an affirmation. I just need to know what we're working with. So if we're working with that, then that's what I'm talking about, is we'll have affirmations ready for what? Getting our mind right. Now, our intention is to keep our mind right. For whom is that working? That 24/7, 365, your mind is what you call right. So my idea is, for those moments, those milliseconds, I know it's not for long that it's out of order. So for those milliseconds that it's out of order, you got something for it. Yes. So I'm just suggesting the 365 days for richer living, September 1st through 30th, that gives you a ton of affirmations. I'm not encouraging you to write them verbatim unless they resonate for you verbatim. Otherwise, you are starting with it and you're editing it as you go so that it resonates for you. Yes? That's the spiritual practice. Why am I giving y'all spiritual practice? To practice. Because practice is key. Practice makes permanent. I know we probably heard it another way, but it makes permanent. Whatever you practice cuts a groove in your consciousness. Now, practice makes perfect if you practice imperfectly. And only if you're practicing perfectly. I'll give you an example, because this comes up for me with way too much frequency. Headed from point A to point B. Never been to point B. And I think I know where it is, or I got the little GPS or whatever it is. And I turn right, and it turns out that point B is left. It's very likely that the next time I head to point B, I'm going to turn right again. Am I the only one? Okay, so we understand how that happens for us because we kind of lay the groundwork for how our mind supports us, right? And then if I go a third time, I probably leave saying, I'm going to get it right this time, and I turn right again. But I catch myself in the right turning. What I am doing is practicing, and if I think that's perfect, then I'm confused. It instead is putting a groove in. If I continue to turn right and then have to go left, I have put ultimately a permanent groove in. The way to get to point B is to go the wrong way and then self-correct. But it's not necessary. Does this make sense? Is it helpful in any way? Okay. All right. So this whole idea of spiritual practice also acknowledges that I love this opportunity for me to come in and offer you a message, I hope, of inspiration. A message that I pray is sufficiently practical that you can apply it some way in your life immediately, or if not, tuck it in a pocket close so you can get to it in the moment that you feel it is most beneficial. Does that make sense? Yes. Okay. And what I know about that is no matter how many messages of mine or tidbits and quotes and ideas you have tucked close, it's not enough to transform your life at a deep level. You must add something to the mixture. I'm doing the best I can to do my part. I've come today to say my part ain't the only part that has to be done. There's a part that you must do. And it is beyond sitting there listening. Now, I love the way you do your part because some of you have added talking back. And that's a nice addition to your part. But there still is a more expanded part for you. And that part is to do the work required to shift your belief system. Yeah? All right. I just don't want to leave you with the thought that, there's no number of Sundays that you could come and just do this and believe that your life is totally transformed. Now, let me just say that I know just getting up, crossing the threshold, is a part of someone's transformation. I'm acknowledging that. But I'm saying if you really have a vision for your life that doesn't match the one you're living, you're going to have to do something more than sit in here. Yeah? Okay. I'm glad sitting in here is part of it, but that ain't the whole thing. Okay? So that's why I'm giving you spiritual practice to do on your own. And I got some more for today. And I don't really, it's up to you whether you do it. Because I'm only in charge of this right here. I know I act like I'm in charge of a lot of stuff, but I know I'm not. I know I'm not really in charge. I'm just acting like I am. So look, I am still working with this truth that it is done unto me, it is done unto you, it is done unto us as we believe. And so I want to get into that some more. I'm going to tag back because last week I talked about how a Gandhi quote really helped me to see what I believe about how we come to belief. And so this is what I came to offer, that our ideas and our thoughts, and let me just be clear, we have a trillion ideas and thoughts. Even as I said, we have a trillion ideas and thoughts, you've had a trillion just then. And some of them are irrelevant. You know what I mean? Some of them are just thoughts about what you may think you hear in the background, what you think you left undone. Did I do the whatever? It could be that something up here looks out of order, like when did they get those flowers or that wreath? No telling. All the thoughts that we consider. So it's not thoughts. It's not, if you change your thinking, you will change your life. It is a more focused, conscious, intentional practice than that sounds like. Does that make sense? Okay. Because here's what I wrote, here's what I'm offering. Our ideas and thoughts become our imaginings. You are not imagining anything that you've never thought of. So you use those thoughts and ideas. Now, sometimes those thoughts and ideas are fears. Sometimes they're doubts. You know, they come in different little packages. If you were with us during summer school, you understand that fear has messengers who have cousins and friends and neighbors. And they will gather to support you in working through fear. And so that's what I'm talking about, is that these ideas and these thoughts become our imaginings. If something frightens you, there's an idea. Oh, wait, look. We are doing this 100-day practice that we began in July and are going to Election Day, and they're frankly thinking about how we can continue some of that because folks are loving it so. I feel like I am doing something with this mic that is not favorable. And so in these 100 days, it says the idea is to tune out fear and tune in vision. That's what I'm talking about on an individual, personal level. How do you tune out? And by tune out, it's not give it attention. It's a get thee behind me moment. How do I tune out my doubt? How do I tune out my self-recrimination? How do I tune out my fears? How do I tune out my shame? Part of it is to direct my focus elsewhere. So, if my fear is here and my shame is there and my criticism is here and my whatever, you understand what I'm saying, the stuff I want to release, it can literally have kind of a location in our sensibility. Yeah? Okay. So let's just say that stuff is, no, I'm not going to put it on y'all. Let's say it's over here. All that stuff is over here. Now, I have the option of maybe doing an inventory. Let's just see what's over here. How bad is it? How much time do I think it's going to take me to get through it all? You see what I'm saying? Because it could be, I don't know, it could just be a few things, or it could be a whole pile. Let's tell the truth. So, there could be storage, it could be, shelves of stuff kind of sorted. Doubts over here, fears over there, shame at the bottom level. I mean, I don't know how we're doing it, but I know we're doing it because I see the world. So I know what we're doing in order to produce a world. So the point here is that we can give this all manner of attention, or we can focus on the vision. What's the vision? Is the vision freedom? Is the vision peace? Now look, just defining what freedom is for you would keep you busy. Come on, moms in the room. You know about keeping the kids busy. Just give them this. Okay, break down freedom for me. What's it for you? That'll keep you busy. And it will shift your focus. It will shift your focus so that you are engaged in a way that supports your living. Now, for those of you who got totally distracted by the little honking noise, let that inform you that you have work to do for your concentration. Because this work requires concentration. Because there's going to be stuff that will come up. And if you play dog with squirrel, if that's the way you approach this, that you're going to approach it, that the moment any sound, any thought, consideration comes up, you're going to be off point. It's going to take you a long time. And that's okay that it takes as long as it does. I just want to answer the question before you ask, why does it take so long? Because focused attention moves stuff. Focused attention moves stuff in whatever direction it is. If it's a negative focused attention, you get more of that. If it's positive, you get more of that. Yes? Yes, okay. All right, so look, I'm still on the dang quote. Okay. What I'm offering is that our ideas and thoughts become our imaginings. Oh, that's what I meant to get to. This notion of imagining. So whatever, and that's why I went over there. I never did, y'all let me leave there and not even finish. So we have this whole group of stuff that I'm imagining because that's the only place it can exist. You know that. There's really no room with all your mess in it. Well, there might be, but I'm not talking about that mess. I'm talking about the mess at the level of mind. The ideas and fears and doubts and perceptions of shame and guilt. That's what I'm talking about, you know. So that's the imaginary closet in which that is held. Yes? Yes. Well, then, my invitation is to build your imagination, focus your imagination also on what you want. Very often, this is what I learned as a practitioner coach, and at one time I had just a full-time practice. Here's what I noticed, is folks were often much more in tune with what they don't want, and they could spend the entire session describing that in detail, with a backup story, and if I don't understand that story, they got an alternate one. But to the question, what do you want? It was very thin. Very thin without any of the backup documentation. Does that make sense if I say it like that? So the idea here that I'm encouraging, the flame that I am fanning, is you're imagining around what you want. Remember, this 100 days that we're invested in, that we're engaged in, is to tune out fear and to tune in vision. But only if you have a vision. And remember, the people perish without a vision. You the people. I mean, for clarity, in case anybody hadn't connected those dots. You know you the people. And so without vision, what happens? Perish. It means you're unable to accomplish what is yours to accomplish. Yes? So this notion of our thoughts and ideas becoming our imaginings, it cuts both ways. And you are in charge of which one you give attention to, which one you fan, which one you feed. Y'all know the story about the wolves, right? Yes. What is it, though? Let me think. One wolf something, the other wolf something. I don't know. I'm out here without a limb at this point. Somebody help me. Say it again. Yes, but what is the wolf? How do you tell the story? I know that part. I'm trying to get the first part, though. You got two wolves. What are they?
One wolf is full of fear and doubt.
Yes. There you go. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, so these are the wolves. This is the wolf with the fear and doubt, and this is the one that represents the vision. And the question becomes, which one is going to win? And the answer is what? The wolf you feed. The idea that you encourage and continue. Which one wins? Which one becomes your lifestyle? Which one becomes who you are, how you are, what you do, and how you do it? Which one? It's up to you based on which one you feed. And by feed, we mean give attention to. Nurture, that's excellent. Which one you nurture? If you're over here nurturing the vision, and every time you think about it, maybe you have some notes in your journal, or up on the mirror, or in mind, you're meditating about it. But if you're over here hanging out on the closet trying to organize shame in order of priority, now, on some level, it may make sense to get it organized, but I have to tell you that that is feeding it. So when you learn that, my hope is that if you're in the activity, if you're currently engaged in the activity of cataloging your guilt and shame, that when you hear this, you will drop it and just back out of the room quick. You understand what I'm saying? Not try to fix it and put it back and, zip it up or nothing. Just drop it and run fast. Yes? And it's because of this. Our imaginings become our beliefs. So if you hang out in there imagining that you can bring some order to what you don't want, because let's just play this out. If you don't want it, what difference does it make if it's neat? Your goal is to get rid of it. Get it to the curb. Set it out for bulk pickup. We can't risk it because our imaginings, it's weird to me quoting me. Can I just say that? Okay. So, our imaginings become our beliefs because what happens is I want to keep rewriting it while I'm talking, and I can't do that. That doesn't make any sense. So our imaginings become our beliefs. So we want to, because we know that to be true, or if you don't believe me, just try it. So we want to, because our imaginings become our beliefs, whether you know it or believe it or not, it's true. We want to focus on our vision and imagine that. Here's the other thing. Once it becomes a belief, we enact it. We live out our beliefs. That's why you can't risk believing none of this stuff over here in this other closet. And our actions, as we enact our beliefs, our actions become habituated. And then our habits inform our values. And can you see how screwy it is? If this is all you're working in, if this is what you are considering, what you're taking into consideration at every point, this is what you're imagining. Now, I know we don't do it intentionally. Some of us were raised to do this. And some of us have chosen it on our own. We can't blame everything. Everything ain't generational now. Some stuff started with us. Yes? All right, so here, we now, our values then shape our vision. So here's where this infects this. Oh, y'all don't get it. See, you see, if this is your steady diet, then that's going to impact how you live and how you be. Even as you are forming a positive, beneficial vision, it will be infected with, will have as a foundation to it, will be accessorized by all the stuff. You'll have the vision, but you'll worry about it. You see what I'm saying? You'll have the vision, but you'll be fearful about it. Does that make sense? You'll have the vision, but you'll have some shame that you could be that prosperous. Yeah? Whew. Y'all making me work hard up here. Okay, look. So our values shape our vision, and our vision illuminates infinite possibility. So we already live in a field of infinite possibility. But none of us can perceive the full infinite options. It's not ours to do. You don't need to perceive the full infinite options, just the ones that pertain to you. And that's progress. Now, see, anybody who's feeling like, well, what about the rest of it? I'm going to need you to be focused, because there's no way that any of us in our human experience can experience the infinite. We don't have the capacity, nor do we need to or really want to. That's just being nosy and greedy. So it's calling to us by right of consciousness. That's our cut of the infinite, by right of consciousness. That we can hold, that we can magnetize. That we are the mental, emotional, and spiritual equivalent to. That's our cut of the infinite. Yes? And it truly is done unto us as we believe. Yes? Oh, Father, Mother, God, I think that's it, y'all. No. Okay, I'm going to show you one thing, and then I'm out. Ooh, wait a minute, though. Okay, two things. Two things, and I promise I'm out. So, well, maybe just the, wait. Beliefs. Okay, one thing. Last week, I talked about, in Jeremiah, it talks about going to the potter's house. And this is important to us because I'm going to suggest to y'all be the potter. Approach your idea, your imaginings. Approach your imaginings as you are pulling together your vision. You are in your own way acting as a potter. Have you ever seen a sculptor or someone who does pottery? Have you ever seen folks sitting at the wheel? Yeah. Now, what we know for sure, well, we don't know this. They may just be, improv. It could just be let's see what happens. My sense is more likely they've already decided whether they're working on a vase or an ashtray. Thank you, because those two, you see what I'm saying? There's no way you could I'm just going to let the vase act as an ashtray or the ashtray act as a vase. So you start with some idea. And so here they are, and they're adding the water. I'm thinking the movie Ghost, because that works for me. I mean, it's imagining. Do you see how that works? That immediately came. We want to train that. So it brings up something beneficial. That thing that just happened for me, when I saw Ghost, the moment I did this, I saw that scene in Ghost. You want to work with your imagination in a way that you will call forth what is truly beneficial, rather than what scares you spitless. Yes? Okay, so here we have, I'm here with the clay, and I'm in my imagination. This vase is not going to be like every vase I've ever seen. This vase is very specific because I'm doing it. Not necessarily special, just I'm forming it. And I'm forming it, and I'm forming it, and then I decide, no. Now, in life, excuse me, this is a metaphor for your life. We're not really doing pottery. This is a metaphor for your life. This is you working on this part right here. Every time I did this, this is you forming your life in your mind. Now, you get to a point where you're like, oh, no, I don't like that. Thought I did when I started, but I don't like it after all. What do you do, Miss and Mr. Potter? You smash that clay down and you start again. Yes? So you are the potter. That part in Scripture talks about it being unacceptable. And so in your imagination, you are changing it. Come on, bad Potter. Come on. I mean, I'm passionate about this. Come on, Potter. Bring that out in you, your willingness to not make your bed and then have to sleep in it till your back is broke. But shift it immediately, as quickly as you can come to yourself and discern, that's not the vision. That is infected with my fear and my doubt and my shame and my guilt and my jealousy and I'm thinking about all the 7 messengers that we talked about. It has some of that in it. So, and I'm just going to start again. And that's the intention. That's the intention of this. Yes? Yeah. And look, in that, let's just say, I'm trying not to say, if your head is hard. I was trying to think of other ways to say that. But let's just say, for example, that you have a hard head. And you're not going to do none of this. I at least ask you to engage the idea that it all fades into God. So you may not even like my little potter metaphor. You may not be willing to picture yourself working with clay. Even though you are in your life, it's a perfect metaphor for what we're up to, which is why I'm sure why it appears in Scripture. They got the best metaphors there. But just in case you can't work that out in mind, maybe you'll be able to say to yourself, it all fades in to God. Yes? I'm going to ask Takia and Thomas to tell you about it.
In my pain, there inside my weakness is the seed of something greater in me, and the shame of not choosing higher and all the disappointing moments fade into God, and no mistakes have been made in God. All the ways that we seem to fail prisoner of anguish in a jail of I'm so lonely, a jail of all is lost, but the stars are shining to remind us the seed will need the darkness to change into new life, and no mistakes have been made in God. All the ways that we seem to fail in God, all fail. It all fades into God. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. In God is the gravity that holds me together. In God is the orbit in which I am standing. I see the stars and I remember to remember inside my pain is the seed of my strength. Come on. In God is the gravity that holds me together. In God is the orbit in which I am spinning. I see the stars and I remember to remember inside my pain is the seed of my strength. God is my life. In God is such excellence. All the ways that we seem to fail in God, all fail. It all fades into God. Let's get that one more time. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. I need you to stand up to your feet with me on this one and rock with me, because she said, in God is the gravity that holds me together. In God is the orbit in which I am spinning. I see the stars and I remember to remember inside my pain is the seed of my strength. You see, in God is the gravity that holds me together. In God is the orbit in which I am spinning. I see the stars and I remember to remember inside my pain is the seed of my strength.